Welcome back to the first season of episode 2. That's a blooper. That's a fucking blooper. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the first episode of Season 2 of The Raw Lens with your host, Lionheart. As you all know, it's the show that reveals what goes on behind the scenes of entrepreneurs and their day-to-day lives. What a way to start the season with whom I first started in my early years in the filming industry, with one of the co-founders and CEO of Kaykov Media, Mr. Boris Kaykov. He is internationally known for his creative media company, which spans 3 generations and 2 continents. He is here today to give us an insight into the world of creative media and how it has helped people worldwide, as well as going into detail of how he brings his visions to life. Mr. Kaykov, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I don't know about that world-renowned situation, but internationally acclaimed. I don't know what you're talking about there, but I'm a simple guy.
You're being too modest, man.
Just
you're known
trying to do in business what I feel is right and giving some creative twist to it, huh?
Yeah, of course, man. So, Mr. Kaykov, tell us about your journey. Growing up in the family business, was it always expected that you take the reins?
In our families, it's really all about helping out, and I really never thought about taking the seat with my brother, but it happens to be that I really liked it and enjoyed it and progressed from it, and I think it shaped me to who I am today and what I bring to the table.
How long have you been doing this?
All my life. I tell you this much, since we moved to the States, I was 6 years old. My father, my brother, they started it in Russia with my grandfather. My grandfather and my father was taking pictures. They used to do all types of portraits. Back in the day, it was a big thing. And here they went more in the video production side, where they started to do weddings, bar mitzvahs. Well, we shot your bar mitzvah, I think, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So basically, I was constantly helping my father, my brother in most of the events. Even during school nights, I would come home at 2 a.m, wake up at 7 and go right to school, practically sleeping through classes most of the time. No, I'm sorry, sometimes. But in any case, I don't know, it just, I started doing wedding photography myself personally since I was like 19, 20 years old, up like 400-500 people wedding, and I'm the main photographer. And I'm looking at myself and I'm like, are they seriously making me the main photographer? They're out of their minds.
I know what it's like, man. Yeah, I definitely know what it's like. Obviously, your business has progressed over the years, over the decades, and now you're mostly focusing on the commercial side of business, correct?
Correct. Commercials, branding,
signs, of course, right? That's what you mostly focus on as well. Actually, this is new. It's also, you do interior design, right?
Absolutely, yes. So as I'm progressing in business, I'm constantly looking for creative ways to improve myself. I always like to keep up with the times, and as I'm opening up new sectors, I'm hiring more people who can execute it with me. Just like Steve Jobs, he had the vision, but he can't always execute everything himself. So he had people who did that part for him.
I mean, yeah, you do have a large overhead. I mean, your company operates on a massive scale with a large facility and a high overhead. What's been the biggest challenge in managing such a big operation?
It's very important to have the right team in place who understand you, and it does get tough sometimes. It's not easy at all. Thank God we have our systems in place, but in any case, I think the employees play a big role.
If you were to guess, how many employees have you had over your lifetime?
Damn, that's gonna be tough. Probably 80, 100 people. I'm not sure. I have to count, because for the past maybe 7 years or 8 years, I probably changed 30 secretaries.
Wow.
Just secretaries. It's very hard to find people with some brains. Not all of it, but some. You know,
it's rare, especially in today's society.
They want to get paid well, but yet sit on their phones. How does that work?
That does not work like that. I mean, running a company also with family isn't always easy. You're a co-CEO with your brother. What's the dynamic like? Any power struggles?
Me and him, thank God, we've been working well together. We do have a lot of problems that we go through day to day about our clients, and we have some moments where we take it hard, but at the end of the day, we're relaxed, we're brothers. We come out of the office, we don't talk about business much. All right, we do. If we scream at each other, whatever it is, we don't get upset. Oh, that's it. We don't have that. We were raised in a way, where money or whatever it is shouldn't break us. Money.
Yeah, it comes. Yeah.
It's very hard, and I hope to keep it this way. I mean, from both sides, it's not an easy scenario. He has his side, what he's responsible for, and I have my part, what I'm responsible for, and that's what makes it work for the most part.
So, what is a common misconception people have about running a media business?
The misconception: some people think I'm just sitting back and relaxing, not doing much, and thinking that the money is just pouring from up there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have to get to the office, speak to some of my clients, close them for that week, or the installations, or the clients I have to go physically see to give them ideas, concepts to put on paper, to draw it out, then facilitate the production side, facilitate the printing part, and every single client, a lot of them want to speak to me, want to speak to Michelle now, want to speak to my brother Roman, and it's great, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure, and I know that dealing with clients, they want the best, and we definitely want to try to provide them the best. There are clients that the best doesn't come out. It doesn't matter how much you try, but we try to do our best.
Yeah, man, it's not easy dealing with clients that are a little bit hard-headed. I completely understand your perspective.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have those.
I believe some clients compare their own services to yours, thinking that it's not valuable enough to be a high price, right? Like, people think that it's just not valuable.
Correct. And you know what? They forget to understand that not only if the price is high, but the amount of value that Kaykov Media and the team brings to the table. You can give us a call any time of the day in the office, and the girls will be able to pull out all the files that we had working with you for the last 20 years. Who has that? Am I wrong to say?
No. They come across your business, right? And then they ask for your services. They get the service from you, but yet then they just completely forget about it because in their brains it's not really important as, like, let's say you go to a doctor, right? Or to a lawyer. I'm sure customers ask you for discounts all the time, correct?
Of course.
You don't go to a doctor and say, yo, can I get a discount on surgery?
Absolutely.
You don't do that.
You don't do that. You take it and go.
Your company is generalist, meaning that you practice all realms of media, right? Mm-hmm. You're all in one place. But why do people, like, I understand you want to get the best deal, everybody does, but you're paying for value. You're not paying, it's like comparing McDonald's to Nusret restaurant. Mm-hmm. You are a Nusret factory compared to McDonald's. You're not going to a restaurant to pay for a cheap meal. You're getting a steak.
Absolutely.
You're not getting burgers.
You're getting the value, you're getting the service.
You're getting a gold steak.
Absolutely. I agree. I had a client call me the other day and he's like, Boris, I have this crazy project that I'm working on right now, and I don't know if you'll be able to execute it. I'm like, what could be the problem? Listen, if the money is there, anything could be executed.
Anything.
I'm not saying it because I want to make more money on the job, but if he's saying that it's complicated, for the right money, not for me, but to execute the project, that's what you need. Am I wrong to say?
No,
That's
listen,
what it comes down to.
Anything can be possible if the price is right.
That's it.
100%. Now, obviously, in a media production company, sometimes there are months that are slow, some months that are busy. So if you had to cut one of your company's services to stay profitable, which would it be and why?
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking a lot about these things, and a particular thing that I would cut out probably would be the wedding service. the photography and wedding service.
I 100% understand you.
Look, I tell you this much. We used to do like 250 weddings events a year.
Damn!
So that's like a no-life situation. I remember those days, and it's nice. It was great at that time. But we grew out of that stage, and we tried to cater to the corporate world and different types of clients.
Yeah.
We do cater to weddings and for video and photography, but we don't advertise it too much as we did before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we don't really see you that much around weddings because you're mostly into the corporate world.
Yeah, we're cut out of the chat rooms now too. I'm not there. I don't know about my brother, but I'm not there. They don't like me like that. Am I a threat?
I don't think so. I think you're just in a different realm of media. You're not in the...
But I tell you this much. If I get back in the game, it's not going to be in New York, but you never know. If I get back in, it's going to be serious.
Ooh.
If. It's a very slim
It's a very big if. So obviously, being in the media industry, cinematography, photography, and 3D design, how did these industries change in the past 10 years?
In the past 10 years, so... photography obviously definitely changed because now the digital world, everything is instantly available. 10 years ago, with a digital camera, you would take a picture and we had to process it through our computer in order to send the files to our clients.
Yeah.
Today, you can do it remotely through your phone simultaneously.
Or through your camera too, yeah.
Or through the camera. Through the camera goes to the Dropbox or whatever it is, and it goes straight to, you can send it to whoever you want. Instantly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
With interior design and 3D rendering, we simplify the process for our clients when they build out an office, a store, a restaurant, a house. It just makes the process easier, so they can cut the costs on labor, on material, so they already know what they're gonna have before it's even there, and exactly in the area of where it needs to be with the sizing and everything. Everything is thought out from A to Z to the furniture. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of which, now that we have AI in the world, AI is disrupting media. Are you incorporating AI tools into your business?
Absolutely.
Or do you see it as a threat?
No threat. I enjoy competition. I enjoy to be entertained with new things that are coming out because it makes me work harder. And how can I append that information and use it for my clients?
So you're definitely overwhelmingly happy that AI is helping you a lot in the business.
AI, people have a general scope of what AI is. Oh, it does this. It doesn't do much yet. Okay,
it's in the baby stages.
It's very baby stages, but an average person thinks that, oh, you just click the button, AI will do it all for you. This is what people think today.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how they're advertising it. But really, and I went through a lot of apps, I went through a lot of softwares, and they're not there yet. Am I wrong?
Look, and I'll give you an example on that. There's this new software, I don't know, for those of you people that don't know, Adobe Podcast, right? That's what it's called. You press a button, 3 camera long form, it's already edits it for you. I don't trust that at all, especially Opus. You know why? Because, look, Opus is a great tool.
Correct.
I believe Opus is good for raw podcasts, meaning nothing edited out, everything is just straight ums and ahs and not. Yeah, they could be deleted, but like some particular parts you want in, some out. It's just not detail oriented as a human brain, So that's why I like to edit my own podcast. I like to edit everything from my brain because even though it is a useful tool, I don't trust it enough yet.
I agree. And in every category in my office, everybody, I give them a task to test this out, to test that out.
Yeah.
And then we see what works. We have a full breakdown. We speak about it once a week, once every 2 weeks. We have discussions about it. And from what I've been hearing, it's not there yet. It's not 100% there.
It won't be there for another few years, maybe at most.
I don't know about few years, but at least a year and a half.
It's progressing pretty fast.
It's progressing fast.
I've seen there are actually robots that are actually now filming and taking pictures of people.
Oh yes, so that is getting up there, and I think in the next 5 to 10 years, I think 10 years definitely. I think there's going to be about 80% of robotics out there. And that might take your place.
It might also doctor's place as well.
Yes.
Yeah, they're already doing robots for doctors, surgically, everything.
Absolutely. I agree.
That's why we have to think fast on what we're going to do next.
That's it. Just be creative, and then as soon as the robots come out, I'll be the first one to get one. I know they're in the dummy stages where they just come and serve you, and I'll get one in the office.
What about the Tesla bots?
The Optimus? That's what I'm gonna get.
Optimus?
100%.
There's another female one. Her name is Sophia, I think. She became a citizen, actually, of America.
Oh, it looks like a real one.
Yeah, Will Smith had an interview with her recently. Yeah. No, but she's already advancing pretty
I went to a
fast.
show in Vegas a couple of months ago, and you know what? I thought I would see about electronics and robotics. I honestly wasn't too inspired over what I saw. It wasn't there. I don't know why. I would expect to see a lot of robots. I've seen the hands. I've seen the robot puppies.
Yeah.
What use are they? Useless. They're just jumping around for what? They're robots.
Yeah. I mean, listen, like you said, they're in the baby stages. With the rise of digital advertising, do you think traditional print media will survive long term?
No. It's gonna die out. Based on my personal analytics, I used to print let's say on an average client would order 30, 40, 50,000 worth of postcard flyers regularly. Today, they barely print 5,000.
Well, yeah, because it's all digital marketing.
Digital marketing. That's what it is. I used to do a lot of send outs to the clients, door to door. It's much less now, but so you know what I think was gonna happen? I feel like the print media is still going to be there. The value of per piece, per product is gonna go up.
Up?
Yes, because there's gonna be less of it.
Yeah.
You know, imagine, watch this, record. A vinyl record. How much is it gonna cost you to create one today?
It's gonna probably cost you a lot, maybe.
Because they're rare.
They're very rare.
Thank you. So that's where we're heading.
What about business cards? You think they're still gonna be valuable?
Absolutely not. Eventually it will die out also, but because of the QR codes, you can just scan NEC, how do they call it?
NFC.
NFCs. So the NFCs it's taking over. With your phone you can do it, and it's all over the place. But that's why for me personally, when I hand my card, it's different. I think it has more value. They're expensive, but it's a wow factor.
Yep, especially since you printed my aluminum cards.
That's right.
Oh my God. If you had to bet on one future trend in the media, what would it be?
That's a trick question. If I would know, I probably wouldn't tell you. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I go with the trend. I do a lot of research on a regular basis. It's hard for me to say what is going to be trendy, because if I would know, I would put my last dollar. And I'm a psycho when it comes to these types of things. I would invest knowing that it's going to go. If it's not, I don't know, I go all in.
I've been actually wanted to ask you this. During COVID, I know that masks were very popular.
Big time.
Did you invest in masks?
I did not invest in masks. What happened was, so I printed a lot of masks for my clients. Then my father, we didn't let him out much because of COVID. We were worrying about his health, and he loved to sew. So I told him, Pop, I need you to start making masks so I can imprint their logos and start selling them. So he did about probably 1,000 masks at home.
Wow.
Yeah, he did a little tutorial. YouTube did. Okay, there's different types of ways. I got him the material. He's a handy guy, and he was interested. He loved it. He loved putting his hands and arms and putting it to work.
Rest in peace, and God bless his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Truth or Shot round. Are you ready?
I don't know. Let's see. What do we got?
Let's do this. You've worked with some high-profile clients. Who's the most difficult client you've ever worked with? Name them or take a shot.
I'm sorry. I cannot name my clients like that, so hook it up with a shot.
Okay, what are we having?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want to try.
I'm gonna try the drink that you brought. Cantera.
Some different.
I'm not gonna name this word, but Cantera tequila. I'm not gonna say the second word.
If I knew it was gonna be on the camera, then I'd bring something else.
Wasn't this one of your clients?
Yes. This is actually, I created that logo initially. This was my creation.
Very nice design.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a client, which I can mention. They're not my clients anymore due to COVID. Thank you. I used to service Patron tequila in New York, and I used to go around, I probably went to over 100 liquor stores in a year. And what I used to do, I used to wrap the window, not only wrap, but design the window in a way, and there weren't cheap windows. I have a set, I put the glass, the Patron glass, they sent me empty glass of Patrons wrapped all in, and I would have to lay them out, set it up. It was amazing. So yeah, after COVID, that ship has sailed, but it was a nice beginning to that industry. Went to see a lot of liquor stores, from small to ginormous. It was pretty cool.
Ready? Let's do this.
I think, just in case if you think I'm gonna have another shot, I think you just put it in, let the ice penetrate there. So it'll be nice.
Penetrate.
Nice and cold. I like my tequila cold.
Next question. Have you ever overcharged a client because you knew they wouldn't notice?
Possibly, but it's not, I don't consider overcharging. It's the value that I'm really giving them. And there are clients where I gave a lot of information out. Information costs money today. Research and development. So I wouldn't consider them overcharging. I'm giving them my insights and what I feel, and today, coming from me, I think a consultation is not cheap these days, and I include that in the price. And people who understand and value, they come back, and I appreciate for those who do come back, who understand where we coming from, and they know they're a phone call away. If they respect my services, I respect them in every way. We are creative people. For creative people, there is no price.
No, there isn't.
That is correct. So you, as a videographer, you can charge $10,000, $20,000.
And then what the clients say? For what?
For what? For
I can get some Joe Schmo to do it for $300.
There we go. There's the door. And I had a few clients who approached me to do, I don't remember what the service was, and they're like, I can get this price for $1,000 cheaper. I'm like, I guess then you should go with the other person. And but I really want to do it with you. I'm like, so this is the price. This is our price. And if this is something you're interested, the doors are always open, and we are here to service you. And it took him a day. He calls me back, you know what? I want to do it with you. I'm like, okay, great. But they just test it out.
They test it out. Well, speaking of test it out, here's another question. Now, obviously, I've been in the office. It's crazy, you know, what goes on in the office, right? Especially with clients and there's different types of room in your office from different types of purposes, like a kitchen, podcast room, there's video room, printing room. There's so many things. Now, obviously, there are hectic days. Have you ever had a client that just bursted at you for some stupid reason because of either a price or anything like that, or a disagreement?
It's a funny story. Maybe a year or so ago, I printed out a postcard for a client in-house, and I show him a copy. After I show him a copy, he agrees, he likes the colors, everything is okay. He takes that copy, the one sample, he takes it. He tells me, okay, Boris, I want you to print me now 500 of them. So I print 500 of them. He takes it. The job is done. He picks it up, and then he tells you the color is wrong. I'm like, what do you mean? It's the same exact color like last time. He says, no, it's not. I'm like, do you have the sample that was printed for you? Yes. He takes it out, and it's identical. But so much BS I got for it for no reason. And he still felt that it was wrong. this is a minor situation. I had other situations that I cannot mention, but I had many.
Well, that's practically the question I was asking you.
I had many, yes, but it's okay. Sometimes can't please them all. I had a client who is forcing me to do a project, but I say I don't want to do it. They keep on forcing. I said I don't want to do it, and then because I'm a little softer than usual, than my brother, I think he's more
Assertive?
yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. It's hard for my brother also. It's hard for us to say no to anything usually. But I came down to, little by little, working on that part of myself and just speaking and saying it nicely that, I'm sorry, with all due respect, I will not be able to take this project upon ourselves today. Maybe later. But yes, it's very hard.
Have you ever had to fire someone for being lazy or incompetent? Spill the details or take a shot.
I had many cases like that. There were receptionists, there were designers who we fired many times. There was this receptionist, she actually fired herself because she couldn't handle the workflow. It was just the heat of the moment where everything was just happening and she forgot to log a client in. 3-4 days later, the client's calling me, where's my job? I'm like, what do you mean? It's not in the system. She forgot to log it in. And then I'm gonna bring her. I'm like, oh my God. What do you mean you forgot?
You done messed up, Aaron!
Are you out of your mind? Who forgets to log in? How complicated your part of the job is to log in. She started crying. She started shaking. And it's like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? You just can't log in a job? What are you doing? I don't get it. How complicated could their job be?
That's why you had to get so many secretaries.
It's pretty unbelievable. I had a girl receptionist who would just fall asleep in the middle of the day. I'm like, I never had that before. A girl just like this, just falling asleep. What is wrong with you? I think she was on drugs. That's what my friends tell me who was there. I don't know. But I was desperate at the time. It was hard to get a secretary. Had designers, and it was just a little overwhelming. Listen, I had times where I had 2 designers didn't come in, a receptionist didn't come in, and I had to be in the front myself. I'm like, what's going on here? Let me see. Let me get in place right now. This is not my usual task. I don't know what's going on there. But yes, it gets complicated.
What's the biggest amount of money your company has lost on a bad decision?
So I was working on a project trying to build something like Canva, but with printing services about 15 years ago. I probably put in, I don't know, $40,000-$50,000 towards that. I was practically at 75% finished and I couldn't execute it. I don't know why. I couldn't do it. It's like, your hands are tied up and you can't just take them out and press the button. I couldn't do it.
So you wasted 50 grand.
Not in one shot, but throughout the course of a year. What are you gonna do? You live, you learn. It was just me. That was the thing.
What was that startup called?
Printingdeal.com.
Printingdeal.com.
Don't forget, it was mainly focused on printing with Canva creative designing on the spot that it could print and execute it.
Don't you think you could have come up with a better name?
Are you kidding me? Printing deal? Find me a better name today.
I'll ask ChatGPT right away.
You ask. You will not get a great name today.
You want to bet on that?
Let's go.
Okay.
For a shot.
Printdealhub.com, printsavingzone.com, dealmyprint, printdiscountsonline.com, print promo deals, print bargain central, printsteals.net.
.net, bro. Look how short mine is. Printing deal.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got it. I 100% know you're going to take a shot for this because you're not going to back out on this one. You have to be specific with this. I'm sorry. Who is your biggest competitor? Please state the name and why.
What if I say that I really don't have a competitor? Direct. Hold on. Let me explain to you. So we offer a lot of categories.
Okay.
We do interior design, right? We do printing. We do graphics. We do photography. We do video. We do signages. You name me a company that does that.
I'll take a shot with you.
That's right.
You were right, it marinated.
I told you.
If your brother wasn't in the business, would the company be better off or worse?
In the business from the beginning of time where we didn't even practice it? What do you mean? It's a very technical question. I explain to you why. Was he in it before and then left it and that never want to deal with it again?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Will I be able to do it myself? Yes and no. I don't think. I started on my own at 19 years old. I started to do printing only, design and print. And then I couldn't level myself up without my brother. I would say I don't know where I would be today, but I think with my brother's help, we helped out each other and we complement each other, as they say, to be where we are today. I would say that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's like basically like your
Ride or die?
right hand.
Right hand.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
I'm his left. He's my right. Yeah, whatever works. Whatever blends in the right way.
Yeah.
It gets tough, but thank God. I don't know. I don't think I always looked up to him as like, my big brother, and he's always there, and that's how it has been.
So my closing questions are, where do you see your company in the next 10 years?
It's hard to say because, I was looking at some inspirational videos and I saw like Samsung was like a food store before. You see those videos?
Samsung?
Samsung.
Oh yeah, it was a grocery store, right?
It was a grocery store. I don't remember the other companies, but basically they were all different in a way. Where I'm at right now is okay, but I constantly look for growth because I don't think we should all sit in one place and think that this is it. You always have to grow and build your portfolio and whatever you're striving for. I think that's very important. I don't know where I'll be in the next 10 years. Even if I would know, I don't think I'll mention it because, sometimes when you mention something, it doesn't really come through. So I rather keep it on a hush-hush and let the audience see in 10 years. God willing.
We could take a shot for that if you want.
Sure.
Let's do it.
People gonna think we're drunkies here.
Let them think.
How old were you when you came into the office?
It was in 2009, so I'm 32 now. So I probably came when I was 14, 15.
You know what? You're still stored on my phone.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Leon, intern. I haven't changed it.
Why?
I haven't changed it. It's the same thing as when I took a picture of my son when he got his first phone. I took a picture of him. That picture, it was 3 years ago, but I left that picture. I'm gonna leave it for the rest of his life. That's the picture that's gonna pop up when he calls me.
Leon intern. For those of you who don't know, back in 2009, how I started, I interned for this company. And ever since then, he has not changed my damn name in his phone. For over 15 years.
Oh yeah. You gotta keep it original.
L'chaim.
Okay.
My last question for you, sir. What's the best advice you'd give to someone starting a media business today?
Do your research. Take baby steps. When I started doing printing and designs, I really did not make a lot of money. Now that I'm thinking about it, I nothing at all. I made maybe $100, $200 a week. In the creative side, media is a creative space. I think it's important to really enjoy it. If you enjoy it, the whole process, the ride is gonna be worth it at the end. I see a lot of creative people on social media now, and I'm looking at them like, wow, it's pretty amazing. We have a lot of creative people out there, and power to you. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it going. Don't stop. No? Yes,
that's what
I
agree.
That's the beauty. Creativity should never stop.
Image is everything.
Image is everything.
That's your slogan.
Yeah, that is correct. It used to be where concepts come to life.
Oh, I remember that. Oh my God.
Yes, and then we just shorten it up a little. Image is everything.
Mr. Boris Kaykov, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. Thank you for giving us your insight, your knowledge, your advice, your perspective on what it's like behind the scenes of what it is to run a media company. We hope to get you back here in the following seasons.
Maybe you come to my podcast now.
Let's do it. For those of you who don't know, he also has a podcast room.
That's right. God bless. Thank you very much. And we appreciate it.
Please make sure to subscribe to The Raw Lens. Make sure to subscribe to Kaykov Media, Boris Kaykov, on Instagram and on YouTube.
And on TikTok.
And on TikTok, all media platforms. Thank you so much for all of the previous contestants in season 1. Let's make season 2 a great one, and we'll see you next time.